Hey guys and girls, this is Sam from Sam's Tinkering Around. Hope y'all are doing okay today. I am feeling well enough. I'm out here tinkering around in the barn. You see all my tools and stuff. So, a couple things I wanted to throw out there. One, this is day plus 156 on my transplant. Day 156. Woo! How about that? All my numbers are good. Today I'm finishing up my 10-day cycle of maintenance chemo. So, I do 3 days of IV stuff, and I do, okay, so it's a total of 10 days. 10 days. And the day I start it, I start the oral chemo and the IV chemo at the same time. So I have 3 days of IV chemo, and it goes out 10 days with oral stuff. Okay. Doing pretty well with that. No nausea or vomiting or stuff coming out the other end. So the doc said my hair won't fall out again. Fabulous. Still kind of weak, shaky. I have gone back to work. I think this is my second week back at work. They're letting me do split shifts, so it's not so rough on me trying to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make it there. So, something that came up that nobody, they can't tell you everything that's going to happen when you do stem cell transplant or chemotherapy of any kind. They can tell you this, and this, but everything is not, they can't get it all. So, my skin is like super sensitive. I'm like a hairless cat from the waist down. Still hadn't grown in. It's trying to. They said all the hair would fall out from the other chemo. Okay. But they didn't say your skin is going to be like super sensitive and all this kind of jazz. Well, probably about a month ago, this is things you need to know if you're doing chemo of any kind, stem cell transplant, whatever. So I noticed when I was getting the chemo, if I turned the water on too hot, it felt like my feet were burning. They were real sensitive then, but the rest of my body was not really that sensitive. Well, after I got home, spent 25 days in the hospital, got home. I don't really remember when it started. But you get in the shower, skin is so sensitive that when you start putting soap on, it feels like thousands of little ants biting you. Mostly my arms, my back, and my legs. So we tried Dove soap. There's nothing in the Dove soap. It's fragrance free and all that kind of jazz. And it just kept, I kept whining about, burning me up. Feels like ants all over me. Well, then we tried ivory soap. That didn't work. It's about the same thing. So one of the ladies that I know that has been through cancer treatment, she gave me a suggestion about a soap, and I'll put a link to it in the video afterwards. I'm doing this on my phone, so I really can't do it right now. It's a super skin sensitive, nothing in it, no fragrances or anything like that. Well, I still feel like ants are biting me, but it's not near as bad. And so the nurse practitioner told me every time I shower, just go ahead and put moisture lotion on. And that's because if you get dehydrated and you take a bath, your skin will get more dehydrated because of the chemotherapy and all that kind of stuff. So just something to look out for, something to be aware of. Yeah, so, and needle sticks. Needle sticks are like, it didn't used to hurt that bad, but now my skin is so sensitive, it feels like a bee sting almost every time they stick a needle in my arm. So they took the Hickman out. So every time I go to the doctor, they draw blood. He's cut me down to 1 day a month. Yay! He thinks I'm doing really well. 1 day a month with him, but because I'm on the monthly regimen of chemo, he wants me to go up there and get blood drawn every Monday to make sure my numbers are not dropping too low. And if they are, then he's going to back off on the doses of chemo. Really, really great doctor. Glad I got that guy. He's not rose colored. He tells you like it is. He pulls no punches. So you know what you're getting into when you start it. I wish there was something else that I could wash with that it didn't sting at all, but the friend of mine that had been through the cancer stuff said probably will not get any better till around year 1. So that's like looking at October. Everybody says everything will start getting better by then. They found I kept having this shoulder pain, and I thought it was graft versus host. Well, they did an x-ray, and then they did an MRI. I don't know how or when, but they said 2 of the 4 ligaments in my shoulder are partially torn at the rotator cuff. And I'm supposed to go Monday and get a steroid shot. I'm hoping they'll give me a steroid shot in this one because I got issues with this one too. So, did an x-ray of my lower back. Lower back hurts all the time. They said it's got a bunch of arthritis in it. I didn't hurt before, well, this shoulder hurt. But this did not hurt, and my back didn't hurt before the stem cell transplant. Seems like, you go through transplant, then all the all the check lights start coming on. I had a echocardiogram done yesterday, and I read the report, and it looks like my heart is normal size, ejection fracture, ejection fraction, something, whatever it's putting out is normal. The only thing that I saw that was really abnormal, he said it said the tricuspid valve was a little thick, or it may be calcification, but it opens and closes fine. The bicuspid valve, he said something about it opens and closes fine, but there's tiny, minuscule amount of regurgitation. So they said I had to be on, or I would, as long as I'm on the chemo, I will have to continue the echocardiograms every so often. From the 100-day bone biopsy, they will do another one at 6 months. And hopefully there will be no squigglies in my bone marrow, and the chemo will stop. He's got it scheduled for another 7 months. It rolls around like every 19th, 20th, and 21st of the month. Some months are a little different because that falls on a weekend. But I'll put a link to the soap in the video. Also, the lotion that I'm using, is fragrance free. They want you all using fragrance free, not a whole lot of anything in it, because when you're on anti-graft medications, it can make you break out in a rash. You can't use, when you do stem cell, those, for like the first 100 days, well, the first 25 days, I know, you can't use deodorant. But you're bathing every day. That's part of it. They won't let you get back in your bed without you bathing and them changing your linen, because your immune system is in the tank and you're susceptible to getting any kind of infection that will kill you until your white count starts coming back up. There you go. That's your update. I'm back to decently playing guitar a little bit. I'm supposed to go over to my friend's house tonight. We're supposed to play. It's been a minute since we got together. We used to get together like once a week, and it's been since October since we shared the same space playing guitars. But that's it. Peace out. Love each other. Hit the like button. Subscribe. I'm getting new subscribers. You know, it's kind of still low, but I need it to get up a little more. I'm not trying to make money off of this channel. I'm not trying to do anything like that. All of this cancer stuff, I just want people to know what you can expect, what you can possibly go through. And, you know, there's not a whole lot out there on MDS. So that's why I'm doing this. You know, I'll continue. I'm not posting every day. I'm not posting unless I really got something new, or you know, if I put something on guitar stuff or whatever. But I really appreciate all the support that y'all have given me. A lot of people have made comments, you know, praying for you, you know, stay strong, keep going. That means a lot. You know, it means a lot. You know, even just one or two comments, it means the world to me. So, but I know that I was placed in the right spot at the right time. I mean, there's no two ways about it. So, if y'all don't mind, I'll tell you this little story. So, I was working on said ambulance service. And this was way back 13, 14 years ago. And I applied for a job through the state of Alabama. And I got that job. Well, I worked full-time, part-time, you know, full-time hours sometimes, but my status was part-time, classified. So this state job has awesome benefits, sick time. You don't ever, I mean, it just keeps building up. And it doesn't, you know, like have a cap or anything like that. You build up holiday pay, vacation time, all this stuff. So for many years, you know, I was building up all this time and not ever using it, you know. I think when COVID first hit and I got COVID, they actually paid me to be off and I did not have to use my time. But after that first go round of COVID, when it kept coming back around, you had to use your own sick time. So all this time, I'm building up sick time, building up all this stuff. And it comes to a point where my wife tells me, you need to get off the ambulance because you're getting sick. You're getting sick way too much. And that was because of my immune system, right? Okay. So the insurance they had, I mean, that's what I've been using since, you know, I got the job. And it was a fabulous insurance. You couldn't ask for a better insurance. So between getting that job, making all the sick time and all the stuff, and then this coming up, the last time I was really well was in 2017. That's when my blood was all normal, you know, no issues. And then 2018, they found it and they sat on it for 6 years because it didn't act the way they typically do, or this disease typically does. But so last year, October, is when we did the stem cell transplant. So when my sick time ran out, I was on FMLA. My sick time ran out. I applied for additional sick time, and they gave me medical leave, and they gave me an additional X amount of hours for sick time. If I had been anywhere else, I don't think we could have made it. So the ambulance company that I was working for, I had taken out this little short-term disability stuff. Most companies offer you that kind of stuff. Well, I kept it. I took it with me when I left and decided to keep it. And so when I went in the hospital, and after I got out, they paid me for hospital admission. They paid me for I think it was like 3 months of off time. Between that and the sick time and some other stuff, God was so gracious and got me through this time. I could not have got through this time without people playing the roles that they played. When you do a stem cell transplant, you find out your whole world changes. And if you're the kind of person that is usually in charge of things, which, I was working on an ambulance, telling people, hey, I need this, blah, blah, blah. You have to depend on everybody around you. You have to depend on, number one, you have to depend on God to see you through. Number one, the doctors, that they have the diagnosis right, the nurses, family members, because, man, my yard is a wreck because I'm still not strong enough to go out there and do stuff and take care of that, because, man, I do too much and I start getting all shaky. But my wife, she's been awesome. And when I first got home and I was worth absolutely nothing, I mean, she was waiting on me hand and foot, cleaning stuff like they were, we were throwing out food after 3 or 4 days because, they didn't want any bacteria growing in the food, making me sick. There's a lot of stuff that comes with it. But she was an awesome trooper. I mean, she's tired. She's tired. She wore out. We're both in our 60s. But she worked really hard to take care of me. And all the nurses, when I was in the hospital, awesome nurses, cannot complain. And the doctors, the doctors were great. I was like, hey, when can I go back to work? Maybe a year. And I said, man, I can't wait that long. Well, they thought I wanted to go back to work on the ambulance. And after I explained that I was not, they said, oh, okay. There's only 3 or 4 people in the office when I'm working. So he was okay with that. But you will find you have to depend on everybody for everything. And that's a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to do. You're depending on people to fix your food, fix it right, cook it right, make sure there's no, to the right temperatures is what I mean. Don't bring you any raw food. The people in the cafeteria at the hospital, you're depending on them to have cooked that food properly and handled it properly. Just, if you're getting ready to go through a stem cell transplant, you're going to have to give up. I can't control this. I can't change it. You know, it's either, you know, if they tell you it's the stem cell transplant, or you could be dead next year. You have to make that decision, whether it's worth it to you to go through all the stuff. It's a battle. It's not, and then it turns into a marathon. It's a marathon. It's not, you go in, do a stem cell transplant. Hey, it's working. Oh, it's done. I'm better. No, not at all. I mean, I'm 150 something days in, and man, I'm still weak. I get cold a lot. I'm gonna have to have somebody come. You know, my daughter's gonna come do my yard work for me. Just, you know, all this stuff, and you have to depend on everybody and just let go, give it to God, and trust Him. He's the one that's healing you. He's using the doctors. Yeah. You know, the doctors are really smart, and all knowledge, all skills, all talents come from God. If you get a really smart doctor, that's because God made him that way. But you trust God first. You trust God, and you trust your doctors. You trust your nurses and your spouse, and everything will be all right. But put God first. Number one. So, hit the like, smash it, hit that subscribe button, and there'll be more stuff coming. I plan on doing some guitar stuff. I'm not going to keep, you know, just loading it up completely with, you know, just all the cancer stuff. You know, if Sam's tinkering around, you know, you can see, you know, I tinker with stuff. You know, I got all kinds of stuff. But I love y'all. I appreciate every one of you. Peace out. Be good to one another. Treat each other good. You don't know where you will be tomorrow. You just don't know. So, be good. Love y'all. Bye.